myself doing. I was so thankful the day that Corbin came to me and said he'd love for me to be home raising the kids and getting them to school and just being a part of it. It's something his mom did, but it's something that my family, my mom wasn't able to do. And so I took that opportunity. I was excited. But as my kids were getting older, they were ages 3, 6, and 9. As I watched Corbin walking out the door early in the morning, coming home late at night, I just thought there's got to be more, but I never really understood what that more could be. It's not like I had my feelers out there. I wasn't looking for something. But it's amazing when you're not looking how the right opportunities can come in front of you, and you just have to have an open mind and an open heart. And that was me. When they told me about this Monavie juice, I knew for nutrition-wise, having a mom of 3 boys, we needed better nutrition. And I also knew my friends, their kids and family needed better nutrition too, because my kids hang out with them. I know what they're eating. I know what they're doing. I know we're on the go like most of you, running to different sporting activities and kids' activities in the classroom. And you're kind of just running around all the time, but who's running around? It's other families, other moms, dads just like you. So I was open. I was excited. When my sister shared it with me, I thought, I need this product. And when she said it was network marketing, I probably slammed the door a little bit on it too. Corbin said, no way. And I thought for a second, is that something I really want to do? But I couldn't get out of my head. Like most of you listening to this CD, you've taken this first step to really start diving into the training, learning the income producing activities. And the number one is building your candidate list. So you're on that verge of starting something great. And that was me. I started diving into the information that was out there, reading up on the product, reading up on the business. And I thought, why not? And what if? What if this is the next greatest thing and I had said no? I'd be sick about it. And that's exactly what happened. Monavie is one of the fastest growing networking companies in the world today. And so thank God I said yes. And for you, thank God you did too, because I'm sure this is a day that's really going to set your family and your friends free. And if anything, you're going to have so much fun. So I was open. We were in the rat race of life. Corbin working all the time. We had a nice car, nice home, and kids in private school, but we wanted more. What about freedom? What about time? Having 3 boys, I knew Corbin wanted to be able to coach them in all their sports and be there for them when they got home from school and be able to talk to them, just communicate. Those little boys need their dad, and he wanted that. But how was he going to get that working at this job? And how was he going to do it if I was just home? And so when this presented in networking, you can work with whom you want, when you want, how you want, where you want. And I liked that. And so I was open. And I started to research, and I started to see this is great. I need to start sharing with all of my friends. And now today, we're sitting here looking in our house. We're now in our dream home that, we used to drive around and ask people in a home like we're in, what do your parents do, as we'd see kids outside. And we're those people now. We have that house that we'd always dreamed of. I told Corbin when we got married, I want to have the home that all the kids, not that it has to be big or have all the grand stuff, but just a welcoming home that all the kids felt comfortable in, and they all wanted to bring their friends, and the more the merrier. And that's exactly the environment we're creating in our home. We're creating this positive atmosphere that when parents send their kids to our home, they know they're safe, they know they're going to be taken care of, they know we're going to be watching them and that we're there for them. And I looked in our backyard today as we're putting in this amazing pool, this resort-like feel in the backyard. To me, it's just like opening the doors and bringing them in, because that's my passion is getting out to the families, reaching out to other kids, and just really mentoring to them. And that's what we feel like we get to do. And whatever that is for you, you're going to get that in Monavie. It started out small. I wanted that pretty woman shop, like Corbin said. I wanted to go to Scottsdale and spend till I couldn't spend anymore, and I did it. As a matter of fact, I did it again this last week, and it was really fun. So for you, it may be something different. So when you're building your list, I've started the business. I was excited. I'd been in a few weeks. I started sharing it with my friends. But I went to a meeting down in Dallas, and I listened to a guy by the name of Brig Hart. One of the first things he says, income producing activity, is building and maintaining your candidate list. This isn't just about writing a few names on a list. This is putting as many names to paper as you possibly can and never stopping. 7 years or so into this, we're still adding names onto our list every single day because we're constantly putting ourselves in a position to get around people. So I heard from Brig, you got to build this list, and I grabbed my notebook. I have a notebook that goes with me everywhere I go. I'm constantly going to get new ones. I have the same kind of one I get as a cute girl on the front because it's fun and it's vibrant. And I'm always adding to that list. It goes with me everywhere. I put the names and I put the phone numbers. I still have my list from the first day I got in. I've saved every one of those notebooks. I've saved every one of those lists so that I can go back to them. Because someone you call today may be in a totally different position in 3 years, 4 years from now, or Montevi's brought out a new product that has them more excited, or their husband's job's in a different situation, or it's a day that you decided, you know what, I want to stand up and I want to make a change and I want to do something more than what we're already doing. And that's what I did with that list. I was always adding to it. You know, how do you start your list? My list really just started with my friends, my close friends, and family. Number one, you should put your family. I knew the way this Montevi opportunity works, I wanted my closest friends and family at the top. I wanted to set them up to win. And I didn't take no for an answer to the ones that I really cared about and knew I wanted them to benefit from everything that was going to happen. Because I knew in Montevi, worst case, you get healthy. Best case, you get healthy and you make some money. So why wouldn't you want the people you care about most at the very top of your list? So my family, they were the first ones. And then our close friends, I have 3 boys in lots of different grades and lots of different levels of life. And I'm around lots of different families. We're out in the cul-de-sac playing with other kids and their parents. And that's who I started talking to. It wasn't just shooting it out there to someone that's 5, 6, 7, 10 hours away. It was, who's next door? Who lives behind me? Who do I run in at the grocery store? Who do I see at the kids' school? And I started really developing that list and writing those names down and constantly adding to that. Make sure you have that phone number. My list went with me everywhere. So if I was in the grocery store or I was in the carpool line or I was at the doctor's office, I could add to the list, but I also had the phone numbers where I could make the call because every day I set a goal to call at least 3 of the people on that list every single day. So you're always adding and updating. And like Corbin said, you never take them off your list until they're actually in the business. When Corbin wrote his list of 40 friends, when he first started, his goal was to get as many, or 50 friends, as many of those as he could in the business. It took about a year, and after a year, he had almost every single one in there. And I think 3 years later, he got the very last one that we had been trying to call. He never scratched off those names. So do the same. And don't prejudge your friends. So many times we want to prejudge, one, they've got too much money, one, they don't have enough money, or they don't have enough time, or they've got too many kids, or their husband won't let them, or they don't have the personality, or I don't think they could do it. You don't know. I learned from the get-go, this is up to you to share it with people, and then it's up to them to make the decision on what they want to do it. Never make the decision for them. So it's so important to, put it out there to everyone, because like I said, the product everybody needs. I feel with Montevi, you've got something that every single person needs, and it's up to them to decide if they're going to do it or not. So when you're writing those names and not prejudging, like Corbin said, Bo Van Pelt, PGA golfer, most people wouldn't put his name down. But the friend called him just because he thought, hey, he could support me and buy a couple cases a month. What he didn't know is Bo would get out his paper and write a list of names as well. And because he did that, Corbin and I's name made the list, thank goodness, the first person they called. And we were able to go enjoy just an amazing residual income. I was one, someone might have prejudged themselves. There's a lot of different companies out there. Not many people reached out to me. So maybe I was that person that they wouldn't think would get involved. So I was excited that Bo thought of me. Don't worry about if they have too much money. I can tell you some of our biggest business builders had a lot of money. They own their own companies. They were very wealthy. They did very well. But it doesn't take away from this is a great product that people want to share. And if they're passionate about it, they're going to want to share it with as many people as possible. And it was neat to watch some of the women in my business go out and create a huge income, and husbands actually saying, wow, you really took the weight off my shoulders. It's not quite so much pressure at work because of this extra stream of income that you're bringing in. I hear all the time, well, I don't want to put them down because I don't think they can afford it. You don't know what's going on at home. You don't know if they have a checking account somewhere else, or if they've been given money, or if they have a family member that may support them and say, hey, yeah, I'll help you invest in that business. So don't make the decision for them. This is a business that's high touch. It's not high tech. We live in a high tech society. We do everything by Facebook, by e-bite, by email, by text message. Guys, this is a business really of reaching out to people, picking up the phone and calling them, going and visiting with them face to face, because they're going to hear your voice. They're going to hear your excitement. They're going to hear your passion, and they're going to believe in what you're saying. It's a lot easier to hang up or, delete a message than it is to actually hear a person on the phone. So make sure when you've got your list, you're really reaching out to them. So you're building your list through Facebook and writing names down. Don't send them a message. Pick up the phone and call them. It doesn't have to be everything. So your goal is to really just build relationships, because that's what's going to happen. This initial list is people you have a relationship with, your family, your friends, your neighbors. I'm at school every day. I have 3 young kids, and so they're running in and out of school. They're going to their field trips, which is great for me because it's just an opportunity for me to build a relationship with other parents in the class and then talk to them about their interests. Are they looking? Are they open? So your parents at the school, that's key to start talking to. And it's not that you're going to go bombard them immediately with the Monavie, but you're building that relationship. I promise you, if you'll just listen to what people say, you're going to learn a lot about their current situation, a lot about maybe their health and nutrition, or about their spouse and what's going on in their job or their career. It's amazing how many people, we're in a private school, who say, I don't know if we're going to be able to afford to come here next year. And that's a person we're going to put on our list, and we're going to contact them later and say, hey, I've got something I think you might be interested in. So writing that list, you're adding people just you run into every day. Why? Because they're people you can follow up with, and the fortunes and the follow-up. So write those names down. I would contact old high school friends. It was nothing for me to go get my yearbook and start thinking of people that I've lost touch with in high school, writing them down, or high school friends that I knew were still in town, and writing their names down, looking for their phone numbers, college friends, not just my college friends, but maybe I can think of a friend and their friend, and we used to go and do things together. It's amazing when you write a name down, how all of a sudden you can think of 4 or 5 or 6 other names to go on that list, because you're going back to stories and memories of when you were together. For me, I wrote down my sorority sisters, but I was in a lot of different clubs and groups, during my college years. So I would think of the different people I did different groups and activities with. The kids' sports, my kids are all in different sports. As a matter of fact, they've gotten in different groups outside of just their school group, which is great because that's another whole group of parents to get to know. So make sure you're writing those down. I go to a gym, so I've gone to several different gyms, which is great because I'm able to talk to different people I'm working out next to. Maybe someone's on the treadmill next to you talking about how it's impossible to lose weight. You want to write their name down. Maybe someone's talking to you about their friend who has heart issues. You want to write their down, or aches and pains, whatever it is, write their name down. Maybe they talk about a spouse losing a job, or they've had a pay cut, or their company's taking their insurance away. Whatever it is, those are names that you're going to write down. I'm working out with my trainer. He's the first one I thought of. He's in the health industry. He wants residual income because trainers work so hard, and there's only so many hours in a day. The only other thing they can do is something that can give them residual income while they're talking to their clients anyway about better health. My dad, sometimes you don't even think about your family. Think about your family. They need this product. My dad's a superintendent of schools. He works hard. His salary's capped. He'll never make more. He needed this business and this product. So he was one of the very first people that I contacted and the very first person on my list. I put different girls that I trained with in my workout class, at the kids' practices. You say you're busy. I'm running 100 miles an hour. I'm at football or basketball or baseball or gymnastics every night. Well, who's there? Other parents. What you have with you is your notebook, and you start writing those names down, and you start listening, you start getting to know them. Take the time to really listen to what other people are saying around you and start talking to those parents. I went to my hairdresser getting my hair done. Same thing. A hairdresser can earn so much money by working just a certain amount of hours, and to make more, they got to work more hours. If they're not working, they make no money. An opportunity like Monavie is perfect for them because they can actually earn residual income on the side. Salespeople, I think of my favorite stores. As you've learned, I'm a shopper. And so I have some of my favorite stores and favorite salespeople that are just great customer service. I want to bless them. I want to give them an opportunity like Monavie. I'm so passionate. I believe in it so much that I know that they need what I have. Old babysitters that we've had, their parents, those are all people that we're reaching out to. I think of some of the stories, like my friend that lived down the street. She pulled up in the neighborhood. I'd just gotten my bottle of Monavie juice, and she walked up. She was working a part-time job, which really she was working full-time hours and getting paid part-time. And I told her about Monavie and said, man, for the hours you're putting in, can you imagine where you'd be in Monavie if you did it?